To create fear is to obliterate optimism. And that is exactly what I saw the UConn women's basketball team do last night. The Syracuse coach, she literally said at 2:30 in the afternoon, before the game tipped off, around shoot-around, she could tell that they had no shot that night. And, self-fulfilling prophecy. It's not her fault. She told you who to blame in that case. But I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't even the selection committee's fault. It's the UConn women's basketball team being the most feared team in sports, really, since I've been born. It is your boy Theo Dorsey at the Top 5 Tuesday. We are here on Theoretically Speaking. Damian Perez on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. And we have a special guest joining us right here in this segment. He is none other than Deonte Thompson in the dang house. You have been a super busy man. You don't live here anymore, but former Florida Gator, former Glade Central Raider, and many teams in the NFL here. And speaking of fear, I'm pretty sure them corners had fear lining up against you, knowing just how much of a blazer you were in your day. Any of that speed still lingering over? You still got it right now?
I hope so.
You don't test it out every now and then?
No, I mean, of course, that's God-given. It should still be there. But, getting a little older, so it's not as blazing as it was. But I hold my own still.
I always have to do this with people who are former, former participants in what we like to call the greatest rivalry in all of high school sports, and that is the Muck Bowl. And I want you to be honest with you. Come clean to me. Your memory might be fogged up. What was your Muck Bowl record your 4 years at Glade Central?
I won every year besides my senior year, man. My senior year, the only time I lost to Pokey. So
I heard that was a controversial one.
It's controversial. Controversial. They took a few touchdowns from us. My guy Trav had a few. Well, they took one of his toes back, and we had some calls that didn't go our way. We still argue about that to this day.
Yeah, one of the fun facts I like about you is you're one of the few that have won state championships, high school, college, and then, of course, you win the Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens in the NFL. That has to come up often when you're speaking to people, when you're talking like how many rings do you actually have in total between high school, college, pros? At the three, you had multiple in high school?
Yeah. I mean, every ring?
Yeah. I mean, too many to count.
I got 3 from track in high school, 1 for football, so that's 4. Oof. I got a BCS ring, a national championship ring, an SEC championship ring, an Outback Bowl ring, and then a Super Bowl ring.
You get up there, almost got the 10 digits right
there,
I
got
man.
A few of them, man.
Almost ran out of place to put them.
Yes, sir.
Deonte Thompson joining us here, man. We're fresh off of seeing Jackson Smith-Njigba sign the richest wide receiver deal in the history of the league with the Seattle Seahawks. We are gearing up for pro days across the country. Your Florida Gators got a pro day coming up as well in a couple days here. And I know that as you are now working with V2, you're head of football with V2, I know part of what you're doing is working with some of these kids who actually get to ink some of these lucrative deals, even in high school and in college before the pros. If you were going back in your shoes as a Glade Central Raider,
okay,
and NIL was around in your day when you was out there kicking it in the muck, what would that have changed at all your prioritization or where you went for college football? If an NIL deal was available, would you have jump ship to another program, or you always wanted to be a Gator?
Well, I grew up a Gator fan. I always wanted to be a Gator. That is true. From Fred Taylor and all those guys, they's from Belgrade, and I watched those guys play at Florida. So I always had a love for Florida. But would I have went there if NIL was available? I don't know.
It depends.
It depends because they throwing out numbers that are crazy. So of course, you in that market is not so much of what school you want to play for. It's like, man, what's giving me the the best to enhance my life, as far as revenue or whatever. So I don't know where I would go. But it definitely would be the NIL will have a big effect on where I go at.
It'll play into it.
It definitely will play into it.
It'll play into it. That's the world that you kind of work in right now, right? With V2. You don't live in Palm Beach County anymore, but you do work with some athletes from here and around here. What exactly are you doing as head of football, and what is V2 doing around here?
Oh, man, what we're doing is really – main thing we believe in is players first and development.
Yeah.
So our whole thing is developing these guys, right? A lot of these guys are, like you just brought up, they are chasing NIL and offers. You know what I'm saying? That's all they chasing. That's what they want. Our goal is, man, let's develop, right? Focus on you, your development, And if you do everything right that you're supposed to do, everything, all that stuff come to you. That comes with the territory, but you need to develop. So our main thing is develop, putting these guys around guys to help them develop, not only just on the field, but off the field, financially, family. We like a family service to these kids. We want to bring the whole team around them.
Yeah, making them well-rounded. Well-rounded is a great word and a great thing to use for this, because there are well-rounded programs out there that also welcome kids in. They can't touch all the bases that you feel like y'all can touch. And you come from a school that I guess it used to be well-rounded. Now it's a basketball school, the Florida Gators. Yeah. Y'all had it.
Hey, that's the first time I heard that one too. That's a football powerhouse.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, man. Lately, the basketball team been showing up, bro.
Yeah. But Summerall, the hire, when you heard of him, have you got a chance to meet him? What do you think about the Gators going forward now as y'all try this new regime? Because Miami is on top. Florida State, right now, they ain't really got much to offer. But, a lot of people are excited about John Summerall.
Nah, I'm very excited about this year. Watching the coach come in, the energy that he had, it remind me of Urban first year. A guy that knows what he wants, believe in hard work, believe in development. He says all the right things, man. I'm excited. I get to meet him at the spring game this year coming up in a couple of weeks. I'll be up there that weekend, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I think we're going to surprise a few people this year.
Yeah, well, you surprised a couple people last couple years.
Yeah.
For the wrong reasons.
For the wrong reason. For the right reason this time, though, Theo. The right reason.
I'm like, look, Deonte Thompson told him, I'm like, your Gators have been very surprising.
Yeah.
I was surprised, as a Canes fan, I was surprised a couple of years how easy it was in the swamp for Cam Ward and my guys. That's a different story.
Right.
Well, you talked about how he reminds you of Urban, and you obviously experienced those days. You won a championship with the Gators.
Yeah.
You played with a lot of some of the great athletes of the time that went through the swamp. What was Urban like? How did he galvanize that bunch to be one of the – because today we're talking about most feared programs in sports. For a little short time there, for that window for sure, the Gators would have been in that conversation.
Yeah, we definitely. I mean, I think we still in the conversation. 2008,
Okay, yeah, all
2008,
time.
2009, all the time. We should be in that conversation. But no, Herb did a great job of keeping the guys together. One thing Herb always preaches: team, and the plan is infallible. Yeah, I mean, that was his quote. It's infallible. If you follow and do what I say, you will be successful. You will get a chance to play in the league. You will have a great life. And that's what he used to promise us. So he did a great job of keeping us together, team. Of course, we had a lot of ups and downs, but the unity and the things that we shared, the hard work that we put in brought us closer. So it went wild because, I mean, the off seasons are some of the hardest thing I ever did in my life at University of Florida. It was tough. But that stuff brought us closer together, going through triumph and going through things. Adversity make you stronger. So
do you you talked about that also, and that feels like the one connective tissue between college football programs across the nation is the one that succeed at the highest level. You talk about how the off seasons and the practices are tougher than the games. I actually, oddly enough, I didn't experience any of what y'all went through.
Yeah.
I was recently at this gym working out in Boca, and I was training, doing this little class workout, and was with one of your former teammates. I want to see if you can guess which one from those Florida Gators, because I lined up behind this dude. I didn't know who he was at this point.
Yeah.
Group class outside. We're going through all of these circuit drills, right? And he's massive. He's in shape. I could tell he probably is a former athlete. I didn't know at what level at this point. Big smile on his face, like this effervescence, this joy just glowing from him. And I'll never forget when we first started this thing, I'm like, this dude's big. He's a big time guy. He's an athlete. Yeah. I ain't gonna let him outwork me though.
Yeah.
About two of them little drills in, I'm panting. I've got my hands on my knees. I'm sweating. I'm crying for water. Yeah. And he got the same, it felt like almost, it was intimidating. Smile and joy. He's encouraging me. He's running through the things at a high level. Dude was, he pushed the pace in a way in which I never could imagine. Yeah. And at the end of it, I ended up buying his book because I was like, I didn't realize who he was. Do you want to guess which one of these guys? He's from South Florida too. Former Gator. Maniac is a maniac through training. Known for his hit power as well.
Major Wright.
Major Wright.
That was my roommate.
That was your roommate at school?
Yeah, we came in together. That's one of my good friends. That's my guy.
I knew y'all
good
lined
D's.
up.
You got the Good D's book? Which one you get?
No, I got the Major Pain.
Oh, Major Pain.
Because that's what I went through in that workout.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my guy.
What was he like? Man, I know what he was like. through that workout, but you trained with him, you roomed him, and I didn't even know that,
Yeah.
and played with him at the Gators. What was that bond like? Two South Florida brothers out there in Gainesville.
Well, we went together. So me and Major met at our visit at Ohio State.
Oh,
And when we met there, we was like, man, we're going to the same school. So throughout the whole recruiting process, we went to the All-American game, and we always was in contact. I went down to the party in high school, and then we ended up going to Florida together. We roommate the first semester together. And, man, Major is what you see, what you get. High energy guy. He's everything that he advertised to be. Great man, great father, great dude. Man, it's one of my brothers.
when you think back to some of those great teammates that you've had, the high school, college, or pro, because you've played with a lot of you know, like you could write. You should be writing these books, and we can read about the tales you got.
Facts.
Who are some of those guys that stand out that don't get talked about enough in current day landscape on shows like this?
Okay, well, you mean just like guys that made impacts on teams, just guys,
just great dudes that you similar to Major Wright. How you talked so well about how he was as a person, we knew what he was as a player. Who are some of those guys you feel like that also probably inspired you a bit, pushed you a bit to be better? Some teammates that don't go talked about enough.
college or pros?
Let's go college. Let's
College.
go Gators.
Okay, man, Brandon James for one. That's at the top of my mind. Brandon James.
Yeah.
He's definitely one of those guys that great guy, man. Great teammate. Team first kind of guy. Lewis Murphy, man. Man, we had a good group.
Had a lot of dudes.
We had
A lot of dudes in the swamp, man.
We had a lot of dudes, man, in a close knit group. So, yeah, just to name a few, I could just name them all the time. But all my guys, man, really, I don't want to leave nobody out. The whole team,
The whole squad.
Florida
The whole
team.
squad.
I want to leave nobody out.
And let's go back then to your Palm Beach County days. Again, talking to Deonte Thompson here on Theoretically Speaking, former Gator, former former Super Bowl champion with the Baltimore Ravens in the NFL, but a former Glade Central Raider where your playing day started. When you remember playing high school ball out here, competitive as all get up, who was the most dominant, the most feared athlete in football through your 4 years, outside of yourself?
Yeah, I was about to say me.
Yeah, I was about to say, I saw him gearing up. I saw him licking his chops there. You know what I'm saying? But who, outside of Deonte Thompson, who was the most feared in your 4 years playing high school ball out here?
The most feared.
It could be a Raider as well if you want to just go with one of your team. You don't want to admit that you feared anybody you lined up against.
We was them guys. I mean, like literally when people had Glade Central on their schedule, that was a fear.
Yeah.
At that time, I mean, we didn't even lose regular season games or for years. I won the district every year I was in high school. Like we dominated. So I don't think we feared anyone. I don't think no one in my area, we was the guys to fear. They feared us.
Who were some of those guys on those Glade Central teams?
Oh, my team. So man, we had me, myself, Travis Benjamin, Damian Berry. All these guys are pros.
Yeah.
Ernest McCord, Jatavis Jackson, man. Bryant Man was the quarterback. Man, we had some studs.
Got some
We had some dogs
out there in the Glades, man.
We had some dogs, man. But that team too was a close knit team, man. We faced some adversity early, especially losing the Muck Bowl. Probably one of the best thing. Wasn't the best thing happened to that team, because after that we became even closer, and then we went on a 6-game winning streak, and the rest is history. We state champions. So.
What's it going to take to get that kind of glory back out there between Pahokee and Glade Central? Because right now y'all got a couple of leaders out there that have been doing it.
Yeah.
And the program has been on an uptick. You got Omar Hogbook, who's an alumnus.
That was my quarterback my freshman year. He threw me my first touchdown in high school.
Really?
Yeah, he threw my first touchdown my freshman year.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's a former coach of the year in the area now. At this point, he's doing his thing. What was the play call there from Coach O to you back in what?
Back in the day, we was playing. I
04?
remember that as my first time. It was against Fort Pierre Westwood. I had a seam down the middle, and I thought I had a clear out route. He threw the ball. I caught it and scored. I was jumping up and down. It's on my highlight tape. So I was jumping up and down like a kid. I was 14 years old playing with grown men. So it was an experience.
That's you never forget that first tutty.
Yeah.
And you, it had to be, you probably had this expectation also of winning, going from Glade Central to then the Florida Gators, and then as soon as you touch foot in the league, instantly Super Bowl.
Instantly. And that whole thing was just, being able to play with guys like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, coming into a veteran team as a rookie, getting to see how veteran move also helped me prolong my career. Seeing how, Ray Lewis take care of his body, seeing Ed Reed, stand after and all the things these guys was doing, I took notes and adjusted and put it in my things that I'm gonna start doing, and it works. It
Yeah.
works.
Well, you know what? For all of you Florida Gators out there, just remember, you heard it from Deonte Thompson. It's influential over here.
No.
Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. You see who he called out? I love it. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I like it. I like that. No, when you in Super Bowls with them brothers, though, it's more than that.
Facts.
But you, all right, harder hitter though, Ed Reed or Major Wright. Have you taken a hit from either of them at practice?
Yeah, Ed was in the later years, but I'm pretty sure I can't take that. I mean, Ed's Hall of Famer, so Ed is Ed. But I seen Major live young. I remember our first practice and training camp. We on campus.
Yeah.
He hit Chris Rainey on a hit. That's probably one of the hardest hits I've ever seen in my life. Major brain the pain. Major brain the pain.
He ain't playing.
He ain't playing.
Yeah, he ain't playing. He never got you like that. He never.
He never catch me slipping.
Yeah, you knew
He
better.
never. I do, but you got to. Hey, it's hard to catch what you can't. Hey, it's hard to hit what you can't catch, man. So
yeah. That's the
hard.
motto there. That's the motto. To do that. Deonte Thompson, man, I appreciate you pulling up on us, man. I know you aren't in town for long, so I'm glad you made some time here on Theoretically Speaking. Sure. And good luck to them Gators. But my Canes this year, I'm feeling good again.
Hey, we've been spanking y'all every time we catch y'all. Just won for the first time in how many years?
What have you done for me
lately?
How many years?
How long has it been?
What have you done for me lately? You were over here bringing up old stuff.
Hey, guess what, though? I got something for you.
Yeah.
I never lost against the Canes, though.
Undefeated against the Canes?
Undefeated.
Who was playing back then? That's the reason. That was, you know what? You caught them in the years when they took all the scholarships away and stuff.
No, y'all had Brandon. You had Ja'Cory Harris.
Y'all
had a squad.
You're right. Okay.
Y'all had Randy Phillips and all them guys on the team from Belgrade. Yeah.
Dang,
Travis on the
Randy.
team.
I'm over here. Travis, that was your teammate.
That was my teammate.
So you did catch us in some years where we should have been more competitive.
Yeah, I caught y'all.
Dang.
I put belt to butt,
Yeah,
belt to butt on y'all before.
You know what? I'm about to tell you, big homies, Ed Reed and Ray Lewis, that you
don't do it to
me. Deonte, man, I appreciate the time, man. Appreciate you pulling up on us, and we'll stay locked in through the college football season. Sure. I'll be sending you a meme when the Canes get them Gators again.
I can't wait. And you best believe I'll be sending you one too.
It's gonna be Michael Irvin on you. I'm gonna get you.
No, thanks, man. Really, thank you. Appreciate for having me on the show, man. I appreciate it, Theo.
That is Deonte Thompson, a state champ, national champion, Super Bowl champion. That's Damian Perez. I'm your boy Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on the Top 5 Tuesday on ESPN 106.3.